Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Well, last night we were tracking some active weather across the state. The storms, well, they've brought some welcome changes to parts of Alabama with these temperatures. Tonight we're feeling 80-degree temperatures out there, so it's a little bit cooler. Still kind of tropical, though. The mugginess, it is in the air. Let's talk about our First Alert weather headlines, and here's what you need to know over the next couple days. Our weekend, as we kick it off, it looks like the rain chance is very isolated, and this evening could see a storm to the south. I'm going to show you what we're tracking. But hotter weather this weekend. Enjoy the temperatures that we have right now because it is going to feel a lot hotter certainly over the next couple of days. As we go over to temperatures right now, we're at 84 in Tuscaloosa, 86 in Birmingham, 82 at Pell City at this hour. Tracking some storms moving in from the south. That's going to cool things off here around places like Ashland and Talladega. Here in West Alabama, Tuscaloosa at 84 degrees and to the north around Coleman at 86 degrees. Here's those storms that I was tracking. Actually, let me back the view out, and I just want to show you what happened. You know, we had the storms yesterday. They moved in, kind of dug in across South Alabama, and we saw this vortex spin up here, an upper level disturbance, and that is going to be drifting back to the west. But it's also, we're seeing some with this broad flow pattern here across Alabama. You can see that circulation, that counterclockwise flow. It's bringing in some of these showers here from the south, and some of these storms are moving to the north. Some of those may hang on. You can kind of see how that's moving south to north there and could reach some counties here, even along the I-20 corridor. So I just want to give you that first alert, but I think that as we continue on here into the evening hours, this will just gradually fade away during the overnight hours. But the models are telling us that this swirl that you see right here, it's going to take it tonight and to at least the first part of the day tomorrow before it gets out of here. That's why I think during the day tomorrow, as we start off, there could be a couple of isolated showers that may lift in, and then during the afternoon, as this thing gets further away, well, we'll see rain. It's still going to be kind of hard to find out there. Most of what happens late tomorrow is just going to be heat driven with those showers and storms, but a lot of thin clouds, just enough to filter out the sunshine and keep temperatures from getting too out of hand. On a day like this, when it is so humid, just every degree it just exponentially raises that heat index and how it feels out there because the dew points are just so high. At last check, I believe 70s across our area. So that is a very soupy air mass that we have across the state of Alabama. But the lightning, it's popping there with these storms I was showing you to the south. You can see all the lightning strikes over the past 30 minutes they're impacting. This is Tallapoosa County. This is Randolph County. That is the city of Wedowee, Heflin, Anniston, and Lineville. Ashland is right in here, and our data is telling us this one storm that's moving to the north that could reach us there in Ashland, and it's actually impacting Dadeville. Folks around Lake Martin, you want to be off the water right now with that cloud to ground lightning. We had so many stories on our news about the lightning strikes around the area yesterday in the impacts. A little bit of rain here across West Alabama. We're taking you to the opposite side of the state, and there's a little shower here around Aliceville. You see that? It's moving back in towards Cochran and places like Pickensville. But I want to show you the next 60 minutes. This is some of the model data and some of our simulated data. This uses some of the current radar and kind of forecasts out next hour where that storm's going to go. And you can see here that it does show this holding together and impacting places like Gibsonville, giving you that first alert, Cooley Crossroads, and I mentioned Ashland and Lineville in Clay County. So that's what we're watching tonight. Most areas staying dry, and this weekend, I mentioned tomorrow, just a 20% chance for a shower or thunderstorm. Rain chances stay limited Sunday. Cooler today, but the next big thing is this heat that is building over the weekend. But again, what a day yesterday. From significant heat, we had the first excessive heat warning in 3 years across the area. It felt like 110. Same areas today feels like 80 degrees. You just knew that it was going to pop out there with those storms. As we go back and look at some of the storms, we had a lot of weather photos that you shared with us on the First Alert Weather app. Here's a report and sharing some of those photos with meteorologist Matt Daniel and Mickey Ferguson.
All right, man. Mickey, yesterday's storms, they were powerful.
They really were.
Loud.
And we had so much lightning strikes that were seen on radar, and those are verified just from some of our pictures, and just tremendous amounts of rainfall and thunderstorms. It was a whammy.
It was, and you know, some of those storms fired up and made a line and pushed to the south, and this is what you would typically see right before those nasty storms move through. We call this a shelf cloud.
Mm-hmm. And so that pushed through. This was sent in by Sharon Cadell from Vincent, Alabama, just down the road from my parents. And we got a video here too, Matt.
Yeah, this is just looking north of Haleyville from Shannon Lawler, and this is something everybody saw pretty much all evening long. Non-stop lightning, cloud to ground, cloud to cloud. Some people have messaged me they saw lightning, but they didn't necessarily get rain. That was just from a thunderstorm nearby, and these storms can grow several thousand feet in the air. You can see these for miles, and this is what you get.
Yep, and we declared yesterday a first alert weather day, and this is pretty much the reason why. That looks like something that came down from Thor's hammer in Raglan, Alabama. Compliments of Josh Burnham sent that in, and we've got some several lightning strikes like this, don't we, Matt?
That's right, and yeah, we had that first alert weather day because of the heat and humidity with that excessive heat, and that was fuel to make these storms really intense and produce all this lightning, such as this right here from our weather watcher Tyler Young out of Trussville.
Tyler Young, you think he'll ever grow up? Always stay young?
He'll always be young.
Okay, well there's a lookout from Logan Martin Lake. Jamison Myers sent that in, and
that would scare me.
Whoo!
That would be scary right
And that's
there.
another reason we tell folks, if you're out on the water, you know, water is an excellent conductor of electricity. So you do not want to be on the water in a lightning storm. Get to shore and get in the house.
Can't imagine how loud that thunder was.
Wow.
I'm sure it was almost instant.
And this was what we saw in Good Day, Alabama just this morning, lightning damage to a home. And some of the fire officials, police said it's the worst lightning damage they've ever seen.
And they're still trying to figure out exactly where and how it developed. But yeah, we had this lightning strike here. This is from David McCullough showing this living room. I mean, wow, the ceiling
I'm just
just
glad
exploded.
they apparently weren't in that room when that happened. But we've had several reports there. This is David McCulloch showing lightning strikes in a home, and that just ripped the sheetrock right off of there. And you can see all that debris in the floor, and I'm not sure what that is, man.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the power of that of electricity with lightning. So we always say when thunder roars, go indoors, but you also want to stay away from electronics, you know, the kitchen area, because it can travel inside as well. We've seen instances of that. It's very dangerous.
Now, at the end of the storm, we saw a rainbow, and it's a beautiful shot of a rainbow in from Jeff Cook in Trussville, Alabama. Still have the lightning there.
I know,
too.
that's the rarity. You got the rainbow and the lightning, so that's a very neat picture.
You don't see that often.
No, not really. And then finally, out of Moody.
Larry McLean sent this in, sign of the promise. So we have a beautiful rainbow, but lots of storms yesterday, and even had 2 deaths in our area, which is so sad. But anyway, thank you all for sending in these pictures. Anytime you want to do so, you just scroll down to the bottom of our First Alert Weather app. It's a free download, by the way, and you can see a section where you can submit photos.
That's right. We love to see them, and we'll show them right here on First Alert Weather Extra and, of course, on Fox 6 News.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Take care.
All right, Matt and Mickey, and here's what we have coming up. We're going to talk about that extended forecast going beyond the 7-day forecast here on First Alert Weather Extra. And we learn about luxury picnics, and we got the weather kid of the week as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
At West Shore Home, we pride ourselves on being the fastest and most convenient option for homeowners who are looking for a new shower or bath project. Today, Joe and I are going to look at some projects, why they're so popular, and how we can offer you some extra savings right now.
Yeah, well, Kirsten, the big question out there is why are so many people choosing to remodel their shower or bath right now?
Joe, right now homeowners across America are looking for ways to reinvest and build value in their homes. Replacing your shower or bath is a great way to do that. For folks who call in right now, we're offering some great savings with our 4th of July flash sale. You can lock in that price and get limited time long-term financing of 0% APR for 48 months. And on top of that, for anyone who calls in now, we'll take an additional $1,500 off your shower or bath project.
Wow, it seems like the price of everything else keeps going up, but you're saying for anybody that calls in now, they can lock in their price and get 0% APR for 48 months. That's amazing. Now, Kirsten, for a project like this, they probably have to put some money down, right?
They definitely don't. So many people think when they're going to do a project like this, they have to have thousands of dollars saved up for a down payment. That's simply not the case.
So you're saying they can start their project now and not have to worry about paying anything out of pocket. That's incredible. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, what do one of these projects look like when they're finished? Can you give us an example?
This homeowner wanted something that was safer and more accessible. We came in and installed a brand new walk-in shower. The best part is they were able to take advantage of our long-term financing, that 0% APR for 48 months. And just as a reminder, anyone who calls in right now can get an additional $1,500 off their project.
Wow, Kirsten, thanks so much. Folks, it does not get any easier than this. This offer ends this week. Call in now to get 0% APR for 48 months. And for a limited time, they're taking $1,500 off every shower and bath project. Call West Shore Home now.
Welcome to another Absolutely Alabama Weather Extra. We are here today with Maria Hawkins. Now, Maria has a bit of a unique business. She's a nurse or works in a medical office.
Medical assistant.
Right, during the week, but she also throws picnics. So we're looking at a professional picnicker here. Maria, tell us about you picnic.
We like to call it bougie picnics because it is a little bougie, a little luxury, not just to throw it on a blanket on the ground type of picnic. You have real silverware, real dishes. All the place settings are either our china or just a colored plate, but we do use our fine china for these picnics.
So this is not your mother's get a wicker basket and
Right.
take the plaid blanket.
That's right. You might see those things at our picnic, but that's not the whole setup.
Okay. If you're planning a picnic, anybody, and you who do it professionally are totally dependent on the weather. Talk about because you've done this in the summer, in the fall, in the winter, the spring.
We are very contingent on the weather, although we do have alternative plans if we do know it's going to rain and the customer doesn't want to reschedule. But that is always up to the customer. And if they don't want to reschedule, we work very hard to make it happen for them, even if it's raining. We have places we can use that have canopies or pavilions with picnic tables, so you're not sitting on the ground. We have facilities that'll let us use their indoor areas if the customers prefer just to go ahead with it. So, and we would sit up in their living room if they wanted us to.
But it's more fun if it's outside.
Oh, it's more fun and much more beautiful.
Last question. Everybody who's ever planned a picnic talks about the ants. You also have to deal with ants. That's real. That's not a myth. Ants and picnics.
Ants love picnics for some reason. Even these bougie picnics have ants. Just this morning we were setting up a picnic and I said, Tracy, step on those ants. Yes, it's a real thing.
All right, there you go. Good weather, bad weather, hot weather. We got some cool weather on the way.
Thank
Before
goodness.
too much
Yes.
longer, call Tracy, call Maria, and then you can picnic with You Picnic.
How about that? They get rid of the ants too. I mean, you can't beat that. Our picnic forecast for tomorrow. Now, I don't have the fine china here, but as you can see, we're looking at a 20% chance for a few isolated showers, and that will include around lunchtime tomorrow. It is going to be hotter tomorrow, unfortunately, and with it so humid, that is going to drive up that heat index. But as Fred noted, the countdown is on towards fall, and we'll certainly have some improvements on down the road here as far as the temperatures go. Not too bad today. Actually would have been a bad day for a picnic with all the rain moving out and a little bit cooler, but just how much hotter will it be for the weekend? Well, I'm going to show you that. Up next as we have the full 7-day forecast, and then we're going to check in with meteorologist Jill Gilardi and take you beyond the next 7 days as we continue right here.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home.
WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the first alert. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
Being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
Live, new, and on your side, beginning at 9 p.m., WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else on your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
How will the weather impact your roads? The First Alert weather app has live traffic updates and road conditions for a safer commute. This is why we First Alert.
WBRC Fox 6 News. On your side.
You are watching First Alert Weather Extra streaming on our Roku app, Apple TV. If you have us on Amazon Fire Stick, you can download that First Alert Weather app, the WBRC streaming app, and get also First Alert Weather Extra, in addition to lots of great WBRC content. As we look at our forecast over the next 7 days, we have a 20% chance for a shower or storm this weekend. Rain chances are there next week for most of the week, at least the first half. It's the typical summertime scattered pop-up during the afternoon, high temperatures during the 90s, so there will be lots of sunshine in the mix and also some hot temperatures that we're going to talk about. As expected, most of the rain today staying to the south, but some rain moving in from the south here across the Georgia-Alabama state line. I've been keeping an eye on some of these storms back in here. Some of these now moving into parts of Clay County, but for most of our area, other than looks like a couple of showers there across Pickens County. It's interesting, all those storms, they dug in across South Alabama, and then we saw what we call a vortex that kind of spun up in here across South Alabama, and that spin is heading back in towards parts of Mississippi. But you can see in here we're getting a little bit of lightning now that's starting to show up there in parts of Clay County to the south. So if you're around Millerville and Ashland, we need to watch it there, some of these storms that are moving to the north. Our forecast radar was showing this over the next hour, possibly reaching Ashland as this continues tracking north. But anywhere around the Corinth area, just stay weather alert there. See, over the next hours, could be some cloudy ground lightning close enough to where you'll want to be indoors, but just giving you that first alert. And if this holds together on into the evening, we may see a rogue flash of lightning, maybe a storm, hear a rumble there around Talladega, perhaps Anniston if that continues off to the north, but just not seeing a lot tonight. I think Birmingham, especially Shelby County, Tuscaloosa County, areas north to Hamilton, Coleman, Gadsden. Well, we're talking some dry weather for the overnight hours, just rain-free weather. I know I say dry weather, you may be thinking, well, maybe it's going to be less humid. No, it's going to be humid out there. It's going to be sticky during the overnight. It's almost like stepping out of a hot shower out there today, the way this weather, the air kind of fills around Alabama. So that's going to be the story tonight. At least the temperatures not too off the charts. We're in the 70s. And if you want to get out there, I mentioned earlier, I was out today and I said, you know, it's going to be hot this weekend. I need to get out there and do some yard work. I had limbs, leaves all over the place. And I know with all those storms yesterday, if you were in one of those areas impacted, you may be thinking, well, I'm going to do a little yard work tomorrow. Get out there in the morning. It's going to be nice early in the day. We'll have a few clouds, morning low clouds that will help us out early on. Could be a stray shower early on. I still think most areas staying dry there throughout the day tomorrow. And the afternoon temperatures, notice by 3 o'clock, still could see some more clouds. Temperatures, though, starting to rise into the 90s. This shows at 3 o'clock, 87 in Pell City. I think this model in particular running a few degrees lower. I think there's a chance we will reach highs around 93, 94. And that's going to have a big time impact on the feels like temperature. I mentioned today, even with it being muggy with temperatures in the 80s, you could tell it's feel a little warm out there, an improvement over yesterday, but tomorrow, big difference with that heat index. If you have pool plans, sounds like a good idea. And also into Sunday, it looks like the heat index could also top 100 degrees. Broke out the skeeter meter because it's a perfect environment for lots of mosquito activity. Just make sure coming off of all the rain that we had, if you're doing some yard work this weekend, weekend. Have any buckets around the house or any flower pots maybe holding some of that residual rainwater? Want to empty those out for this weekend. Help reduce some of that mosquito activity around the household. As we look at the 7-day forecast here, again, rain chances only around 20%. I think Sunday, most of what we see pop up could stay mainly south of I-20. Of course, check in with Lauren over the weekend. You know, on these days where we have these small 20 to 30% chance of rain, and things are very localized, we have to look at those very high resolution model runs. So the latest data that you get gives us a much better idea of where we could see some of those pop-ups on each individual day. Monday and Tuesday, the scattering of afternoon storms could reach areas north of Birmingham, so Coleman and some of these areas where we didn't get much rain last night. I think the next best chance for seeing a couple of those pop-ups for those areas will be early in next week, but we really don't see any major changes in that forecast. It looks like we're going to hang on to those highs in the mid-90s at least through the middle of next week. But how about beyond this 7-day forecast? Well, let's bring in meteorologist Jill Gilardi. And Jill, you've been taking a look at some of that long-range data, and it was, you know, I don't want to say it was a big-time cool down today because, I mean, we still were in the upper 80s, but when it feels like 110 one day and 88 the next, that's a big change.
Oh, it was noticeable, definitely. It was like Saved by the Clouds calling it instead of what? Saved by the Bell, that show we watched when we were younger. All right, let's talk about beyond the 7-day. And yep, it still looks like the hot pattern's going to continue and actually trending above average. That chance is getting a little higher in that 50-60% chance range. So pretty likely. Now, what we have seen that has changed, now earlier in the week when we were showing the beyond the 7-day future possible temperatures, had a lot of century marks, a lot of highs in the lower 100s. Now we're seeing it, okay, this is a little bit more reasonable, some low to mid 90s, maybe a day or two, getting close to that upper 90-degree range. But all in all, you can see all pretty much above the line, the normal line of 91 degrees. So that continues, and I did take a look at the tropics. I don't see anything that is set to impact us. The global model has not shown any system over the next, beyond the 7-day that has a potential. Now, in terms of rainfall, it may back off a little bit, and we may trend a little bit drier, but this is not really giving us, the whole story. But as we take a look at the future radar and the jet stream pattern, there are some indications as we get towards the end of the month that we could have some additional chances for rain and storms. Again, this can be good to knock down the temperature, and of course, if we do have any drought situation developing, that can help as well. So again, it looks like towards the end of the month, we may have a little bit of activity building on through, some showers and thunderstorms, maybe another dip in the jet stream showing up for the early part of August. So that could mean more showers and storms. And then as we go later in time, we're getting around the 5th, 6th, it could be hot and summery with those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. So again, no big signal towards a change in the temperature pattern beyond the 7-day. And again, we don't see any tropical systems impacting us as of now. Wes?
All right, Jill, and that's what we're really going to be paying close attention to. As you mentioned, going into the month of August there, those tropical systems, we often see that frequency, at least the climatology when it comes to the tropics. The chances for development increases exponentially as you go on through August and into the month of September. But right now, things pretty quiet there in the Atlantic Basin. We'll be watching it, and we're going to have a Weather Kit of the Week coming up next. Maybe our Weather Kit of the Week will have some tropical info for us as we continue right here. Stay tuned. You're watching First Alert Weather Extra.
At West Shore Home, we pride ourselves on being the fastest and most convenient option for homeowners who are looking for a new shower or bath project. Today, Joe and I are going to look at some projects, why they're so popular, and how we can offer you some extra savings right now.
Yeah, well, Kirsten, the big question out there is why are so many people choosing to remodel their shower or bath right now?
Joe, right now homeowners across America are looking for ways to reinvest and build value in their homes. Replacing your shower or bath is a great way to do that. For folks who call in right now, we're offering some great savings with our 4th of July flash sale. You can lock in that price and get limited time long-term financing of 0% APR for 48 months. And on top of that, for anyone who calls in now, we'll take an additional $1,500 off your shower or bath project.
Wow, it seems like the price of everything else keeps going up, but you're saying for anybody that calls in now, they can lock in their price and get 0% APR for 48 months. That's amazing. Now, Kirsten, for a project like this, they probably have to put some money down, right?
They definitely don't. So many people think when they're going to do a project like this, they have to have thousands of dollars saved up for a down payment. That's simply not the case.
So you're saying they can start their project now and not have to worry about paying anything out of pocket. That's incredible. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, what do one of these projects look like when they're finished? Can you give us an example?
This homeowner wanted something that was safer and more accessible. We came in and installed a brand new walk-in shower. The best part is they were able to take advantage of our long-term financing. That's 0% APR for 48 months. And just as a reminder, anyone who calls in right now can get an additional $1,500 off their project.
Wow, Kirsten, thanks so much. Folks, it does not get any easier than this. This offer ends this week. Call in now to get 0% APR for 48 months. And for a limited time, they're taking $1,500 off every shower and bath project. Call West Shore Home now.
All right, I'm back with Eli Thornberry. You having a good time?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. Now, I thought you're gonna introduce me to somebody, aren't you?
Yes.
Who is it?
It's my sister.
Come here, sis. All right, he's gonna go off, and this is your little sister, huh?
This is my sister named Gracie.
But her full name is Heavenly Grace, isn't it? Your name's Heavenly Grace, and you go by Gracie? Okay. You want to wave to anybody? Yeah, okay. You going to the first grade, aren't you? You excited? Okay. Well, all righty. Wasn't that sweet of your brother to put you on TV? Okay, you'll have to give him a hug later. You can give him a hug right now if you want to. Oh, this is a magic moment. It's magic. Okay. All right, Eli, come on over here, buddy. Anything else you want to share about yourself? You want to get down to business and do the weather?
Yeah, I want to get to the business.
Let's get to business. All right, let's get down to business. All right, let's zoom in here. Let me borrow this other arm. That's your upstage arm right there. And what are we seeing out there, my man? Let me back up a little bit more. Yeah? What's
so in West
Lockton,
it's kind of a heavy rain, and
Mineral Springs
is getting rain too.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's just passing through.
Yes, I think you're exactly right there, buddy. Pick out 3 cities. Tell me the temperature reading. You can point to them if you want to.
Center's.
Oh, that's way up there where you came from, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. What's it?
73 in Gadsden, 73 in Birmingham, 74.
Very, very good. All right, let's talk about our forecast for today. Maybe we'll go on this side and look back this way. And what's it looking like at noontime today?
It was looking like 86 with a 20% rain.
Yeah. And what about our high this afternoon?
There's a high of 90 degrees and a 30% of rain.
Yeah, and southwest winds 5 to 10. Pretty cool, huh? Did you have a good time?
Mm-hmm.
You did a good job with this. All right, now it's a long drive back to Center, Alabama, huh?
Yep.
Now you got a gift certificate and things like that, didn't you? From our Weather Kid Pack?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can probably stop and buy breakfast for everybody. Yeah?
Yeah.
Or you can just drop it back by for me. You know, I'd kind of like a biscuit, you know, maybe a chicken biscuit, something like that. Yeah, you'd probably do it. All right, kids, if you want to do the weather with me, tell your mom or dad they go online, WBRC.com. There's a little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner. Click on the Good Day link, and the kids, they got to be between the ages of 5 and 12 to enter the contest here. But every kid who's picked gets a gift card from America's AmFirst Federal Credit Union that makes all this possible. Thank you, AmFirst, and thank you, Eli Thornberry. Good job, my man.
Thank you.
Very good.
Great job there, Eli. And that forecast, it shaped up nicely for today. We saw most of the rain staying to the south, but we're tracking some showers and storms off to the east tonight. So keep an eye out if you're around Anniston, Talladega. Still can't totally rule out maybe a passing shower or storm, but things should settle down overnight. And then our weekend here, well, we're going to have a lot of dry weather in the mix, just some heat, humidity, and a few isolated afternoon storms. It looks like July in Alabama. Next week, some afternoon storms with temperatures in the 90s. But we'll update you. We'll have some new data coming in tonight, and we'll show you where we think some of those pop-up storms could happen tomorrow. That'll be in our forecast for you tonight at 9, 9:30, and 10. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us right here on First Alert Weather Extra.